If you run Outpost, you need to see this patch because Bungie just changed 3 things that will decide whether you get rich or get farmed on Outpost. Pinwheel's Destroyed Wing is reopened. Loot got buffed, and the final exfil is just not predictable anymore. And I'm going to tell you the one thing that's going to make people rage the most because it kills a playstyle that a lot of squads are relying on now. This is patch 1.0.5.2. There's other stuff in it, like sure, the UI and contracts and some movement stuff or whatever, but this is Bungie basically saying Outpost is supposed to be the fight map, and we're making it worth fighting on. And if they did this correctly, Outpost should feel less repetitive, less kind of ratty, and just way more high reward. First big thing is that Pinwheel's Destroyed Wing entrance has actually reopened. And if you're thinking, okay, cool, no, man, this is literally changing the entire rhythm of Outpost. Because when Destroyed Wing was closed, Pinwheel's literally like a math problem. Everyone rotated the same way. Fights happened on the same doors, and if you were late, you just weren't taking a fight. You were literally walking into people just pre-aiming you into a kill box. Reopening Destroyed Wing does 3 things right away. One being that it's going to give you more routes that are in and out. 2, more flank options, meaning you can actually punish teams that are just holding cheesy angles. Number 3 is less predictability, and predictability is what rats just feed on. So here's what I think's about to happen. Aggressive teams are going to start taking Pinwheel again because they can pressure from more angles, and defensive teams are going to get punished for playing Door Simulator just all match. And the best part, this isn't even the biggest change. Next line in the patch notes is one that should make you smile. Improved overall loot reward, quality of loose loot and small containers, updated encounters to match reward quality. Translation of this is pretty much that Pinwheel is supposed to be a war zone, and now it's finally going to pay you like one. Because Outpost had this problem where the risk didn't always match the reward. You'd win a gross squad fight, you'd burn heals, burn ammo, barely survive, and the loot would just feel like that's everything. This buff matters because it's not just the one legendary crate in the Pinwheel. They're saying that loose loot and small containers are now going to be better too. That means your average run should feel even better when you're not hitting just that perfect route every time. So here should be the new mindset. If you want consistent money, you can actually loot without relying on one miracle container. And if you want high risk, high reward, Pinwheel is back to being worth fighting for. And now we get to the part that I think is going to cause, honestly, the most drama about this update. Patch notes say, change the security credentials need to access the locked rooms in the hub. Added bulletproof glass to the hub room. This is Bungie directly targeting hub control. Because let's be honest, hub is one of those places where if a team sets up first, it can feel like you're fighting the room more than you're fighting the players. The bulletproof glass changes the fight in a weird way, making the room more readable, but it's also making it more holdable. So that means that more teams are going to contest it now because it feels to be more kind of fair in a sense. The credentials change matters too because it breaks the same key, same route, same room, same every single run pattern. So what's going to happen next? You're going to see 2 types of squads. 1, the squad that's going to try to force hub because it's safer to hold, or 2, the squads that try to counter the hub by rotating smarter and hitting from different reopened Pinwheel routes. So if you're pushing hub after this patch, bring your utility and just don't ego in it. Just don't do that. And if you're holding the hub, don't get comfortable. Bulletproof glass doesn't make you unkillable. It just is going to change the timing of things. Now, here's the quiet change that's actually quite massive, is that they fixed an issue where the final exfil would spawn in the same spot every single time. If final exfil is predictable, the last 3 minutes of the match becomes the same movie. Rotate early, hold the known exfil, and just farm whoever's showing up late and rushing to get in. And you already know what that turns into. Extraction camping, and well, I guess we're just going to end up dying here. Randomizing final exfil brings decision making back. Like, do we rotate early and risk getting caught? Or do we hold position and react? Or do we take fights now and do we play for the end game? It also reduces guaranteed third partying because not every squad is funneled into the same predictable ending. This is Bungie saying stop playing Outpost like it's the same script every single time. A quick extra Outpost note. Tox Warden combat area adjusted. Fewer hiding spots. Tox plants react correctly. That's Bungie trying to cut down on the where's this rat hiding stuff and just make fights more cleaner. Also, the armory crash fixed and low frame rate on tabs with many items fixed. If you've been having lag in the armory, hopefully this should be gone by now. Movement exploited patch 2. So this slide cancel movement where pulling equipment or a thief's grapple is gone. That is so nice. I don't know if you guys are thief mains, but when I run thief, that is so annoying. And Bungie's dev note is basically saying that if it lets you move for free with no cost, we're basically removing it. So you should probably set your expectations a little bit differently now. So overall, this patch is a straight Outpost buff. The Pinwheel got reopened, the loot's buff, hub fights have changed now, and the final exfil is unpredictable. and there's also now less cheesy hiding. Here's my question: do you think Pinwheel is back as the best POI on Outpost, or is it still not worth the risk? Drop it in the comments, and if you want, I'm gonna be running Outpost tonight, and I'll follow up with actual examples of the new best route, best loot spots, and whether the hub is now worth contesting, or is it still a trap. And if this helped you understand the patch, drop a like and subscribe. I post marathon guides, builds, and patch breakdowns every week, and I'll see you all in the next one.